vote, the yeas are 60 and the nays are 40. 3/5 of the senators duly chosen and sworn have voted in the affirmative. The motion is agreed to. Cloture having been invoked, the motion to commit and the amendments pending thereto fall.
Very long road, quite literally the longest shutdown in history. I am very, very happy to be able to say that we are coming to the end. And before we close today, I want to take the time to say thank you to my staff who have worked around the clock tirelessly now for the past 6 weeks.
The senators that are here, Mr. President, do you personally approve of the deal that's happening right now on Capitol Hill?
Well, it depends what deal we're talking about. But if it's a deal I heard about, that's certainly, they want to change the deal a little bit. But I would say so. I think based on everything I'm hearing, they haven't changed anything. And we have support from enough Democrats. And we're going to be opening up our country. It's too bad it was closed, but we'll be opening up our country very quickly.
The American people have now awoken to Trump's health care crisis. Health care is once again at the forefront of people's minds. People now see that premiums are about to skyrocket.
The longest government shutdown in U.S. history is finally nearing an end. After 40 days of gridlock, the Senate has made a breakthrough, but the path to reopening the federal government is still filled with hurdles. 7 Senate Democrats and 1 independent broke ranks, joining 52 Republicans to vote in favor of reopening the federal government until January 2026. While Democrats failed to secure an immediate extension of Obamacare subsidies, the Trump administration has promised a future vote on the issue.
On this vote, the yeas are 60 and the nays are 40. 3/5 of the senators duly chosen and sworn have voted in the affirmative. The motion is agreed to. Cloture having been invoked, the motion to commit and the amendments pending thereto fall.
Very long road, quite literally the longest shutdown in history. I am very, very happy to be able to say that we are coming to the end. And before we close today, I want to take the time to say thank you to my staff who have worked around the clock tirelessly now for the past 6 weeks.
In return, Trump administration has pledged to reverse the firings of hundreds of thousands of federal workers and deliver full back pay. But even with this breakthrough, the battle isn't over yet. The Senate must still pass the final version of the continuing resolution, a process that could move swiftly or drag on for days. Procedural hurdles remain, including 30 hours of mandatory debate time that can only be waived with unanimous consent. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul has already signaled he may push for an amendment related to hemp farming, potentially delaying the final vote. Senate Majority Leader John Thune admits it remains to be seen when the final vote will happen, while Speaker Mike Johnson says he hopes senators will fast-track the process. Once the Senate passes the resolution, the bill moves to the House of Representatives. Speaker Mike Johnson, who had dismissed the House when the shutdown began in October, has called members back to Washington. He says the House will be ready to vote within 36 hours of Senate passage. But this won't be easy. Republicans hold only a razor-thin majority, and hardliners like Kentucky's Thomas Massie remain opposed to reopening without major concessions.
I'm thankful to welcome you to what appears to be the beginning of the end of the longest government shutdown in U.S. history, as shameful as that is. I don't think it's coincidental, you know how I think, but it's after 40 days of wandering in the wilderness and making the American people suffer needlessly, some Senate Democrats finally have stepped forward to end the pain. It appears to us this morning that our long national nightmare is finally coming to an end, and we're grateful for that. The Senate will be back in session this morning to finish their job, and we're certainly praying that they do. They'll need unanimous consent from all senators to fast-track their final vote. As you know, there are some procedural hurdles that one or more could throw in the way, but we certainly hope that they won't do that because so many people across this country are desperate for the government to reopen. At the very moment that they do that final vote, I will call all House members to return to Washington as quickly as possible. We'll give a 36-hour formal and official notice so that we can vote as soon as possible to pass the amended CR bill and get it to the president's desk. We applaud the 7 Senate Democrats and 1 independent senator who did the right thing. They decided to put principle over their personal politics. And my urgent plea of all my colleagues in the House, and that means every Democrat in the House, is to think carefully, pray, and finally do the right thing and help us to bring an end to the pain of the American people. This has gone on too long. Too many people have suffered, and it's long overdue.
House Democrats, led by Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, are vowing to fight the measure, though insiders admit some Democrats may still cross the aisle to vote yes. If the House manages to approve the resolution by Thursday, the bill will head straight to President Donald Trump's desk. If all goes smoothly, the government could begin reopening by the end of the week, but officials warn the process will take time. As one insider put it, turning the government back on is like steering an aircraft carrier, slow and methodical. That means millions of Americans could still face days of delays in paychecks, services, and benefits. Optimism is in the air, but the shutdown shadow still looms large. If all goes as planned, the United States government could be fully operational again by next week. Now all eyes turn to Capitol Hill and the final vote that could reopen Washington.